The early morning sun cast its gentle light upon the forest, bathing the earth in golden tranquility. The Buddha sat beneath a tree, his posture serene, his presence radiating calmness and wisdom. Sumana and Varuni approached, their faces drawn with fatigue, seeking solace for the struggles of raising their unruly son. Sumana bowed deeply, his voice trembling as he spoke. "Master, our son disobeys us. His tantrums wear down our strength." The Buddha gazed at the couple, his eyes as gentle as the light reflecting on the surface of calm waters. He began, his voice steady and soothing. "Parenting is a path of compassion, rooted deeply in the practice of self-understanding." He gestured to a nearby lotus pond, its flowers blooming amidst murky waters, thriving despite the challenges of their environment. "Children," he said, "are like these lotuses, their growth reflecting the care, patience, and nurturing of those who tend to them." The Buddha asked, "Do you demand discipline or do you offer them the mirror of compassion reflecting understanding and patience?" Sumana hesitated, his words faltering. "We seek discipline, but frustration clouds our actions, and compassion eludes us in moments of despair." The Buddha responded gently, "Frustration arises when desires conflict with the truths of impermanence, and compassion fades when attachment breeds suffering. Parenting must transcend frustration and attachment, embracing the impermanence of life, guiding children with love and not control." He told them a tale. "Once, a mother grieved for her defiant son and begged me to cure his stubbornness and cruelty. He rose gracefully, his robes flowing like water, and began walking slowly through the lush forest. 'Let us walk,' he said, 'and together, we shall discover the unity of stillness and motion.' The disciples followed him, their footsteps cautious, echoing through the forest like whispers of their learning. 'Feel the earth beneath your feet,' he instructed. Varuni whispered, her voice laden with curiosity. "How do we embody compassion when anger burns within us, extinguishing reason and patience?" The Buddha closed his eyes briefly. "Anger is born of ignorance, a cloud masking wisdom and preventing the lotus of compassion from blossoming," he advised. "When anger arises, pause and observe it, seeking its roots and allowing the light of awareness to dissolve its darkness. Your child sees through your actions. Absorbing them like water nurtures a seed. Reflect patience and watch kindness bloom within them." Varuni asked, "What if our son ignores our efforts? What if his heart resists our nurturing like barren soil resists life?" "Do not despair," the Buddha counseled, "for even barren soil can support life, given time, care, and the understanding of its nature. Children resist not because they are defiant, but because they struggle with fears, confusion, and desires they cannot express clearly. The mirror of compassion reflects their struggles and brings forth understanding that nurtures the seed of wisdom within their hearts." Sumana inquired, "How do we guide their desires, ensuring their path aligns with righteousness and avoids harm?" The Buddha offered, "Guide them as you would a traveler lost in the forest, offering your light without forcing their steps. The foundation of guiding is built upon self-awareness, your own understanding of desires and the impermanence of fulfillment," he warned. "Attachment to desires blinds wisdom. Guiding children must teach them the truth of impermanence through actions and reflections." Varuni reflected, her voice trembling, "But our son resents guidance. His eyes filled with defiance when we offer wisdom." The Buddha replied, "Resistance arises from the imbalance between offering wisdom and respecting their individuality and their journey's autonomy." He elaborated, "A child must feel their path as their own. Guidance should nurture their independence while embodying compassion and patience." Sumana asked softly, "Is this balance achievable? Can a parent truly guide without controlling or succumbing to frustration?" Balance, the Buddha assured, is found within the practice of mindfulness, allowing your wisdom to flow freely without attachment to outcome. He concluded, parenting is not control but partnership, nurturing the seeds of wisdom that may flourish over lifetimes. The grove remained silent as his words settled in the hearts of the couple and disciples, illuminating paths for both parents and children. Another day, another dawn welcomed the grove, its bamboo leaves shimmering as the golden sun graced them with light. The Buddha rose early, his figure serene as he walked towards the flowing stream where the disciples gathered for morning teachings. Among them stood Satala, a merchant, his shoulders heavy with the burden of balancing fatherhood and his role as provider. Satala bowed respectfully and spoke with a trembling voice. Blessed One, my duties leave little time for my son's needs. The Buddha smiled gently and gestured to the stream, its waters flowing harmoniously around the rocks scattered across its path. He bent down, lifting a smooth, balanced stone. Observe this stone. It remains steady, unmoved by the rush of surrounding water. Stillness is not external but internal. It exists as a refuge within us. No matter the outer turbulence, he explained. How can I provide for my son without sacrificing time for his care? The Buddha replied, even the briefest moments of presence, when offered with full awareness, can outweigh hours filled with distraction. Parenting is not measured by time alone, but by the quality of connection woven into each shared moment. The Buddha asked, when you are with your child, do you listen to his laughter, his questions, his silence, with your heart? Satala admitted, often my thoughts drift to work, and my son feels distant. Despite our shared time under the same roof, the Buddha nodded thoughtfully. A child knows when your heart is divided, sensing your absence even within your presence. When you are with your child, be wholly there, mind, body, and spirit united, offering your undivided attention. He gestured to a tree, its roots firmly anchoring it amidst the earth, its branches reaching freely towards the sky. A tree's roots are like a parent's love, its branches the wisdom shared, and its fruits the actions born of connection. If the roots are neglected, the branches falter, and the fruits wither, just as a child's spirit suffers without nurturing love. Satala listened intently, his brow furrowed. What of my son's future? I work to secure it, yet fear my absence harms his present. Fear, the Buddha advised, arises from attachment to the idea of permanence. The future is ever changing, yet the present holds wisdom. Guide your child not with fear of the future but with the love that blooms within the present moment. Satala asked softly, but my son resents my absence, and his words are bitter, his heart estranged. The Buddha responded, bitterness grows from unmet needs. Address them with empathy, understanding, and a heart willing to heal wounds. Anger speaks not of rejection but of longing. Embrace the anger with patience, uncover its roots, and nurture understanding. He recounted, once, a father feared his son's resentment, but through patience and presence, he mended the bridge between their hearts. The son's bitterness melted under the warmth of his father's unwavering commitment to heal and reconnect through shared presence. Satala's shoulders relaxed as he asked, but how do I balance my obligations with the needs of my family? Balance, the Buddha assured, lies within the practice of mindfulness, prioritizing love without neglecting your responsibilities. Approach each task with dedication, yet return to your family with equal devotion, letting presence flow uninterrupted between both realms. The disciples observed silently as the Buddha raised the stone, its surface gleaming under the morning sun's gentle touch. Let this stone be your guide, a symbol of balance, resilience, and harmony in the currents of life's demands. Satala bowed deeply, his voice steady with newfound resolve. Master, I will balance my duties, offering love and presence within each moment. The Buddha nodded, his gaze compassionate. May your love anchor your child, and your wisdom guide them as the roots anchor the tree. Another day. Another sunset adorned the grove with hues of gold and crimson. As disciples gathered to hear the Buddha's wisdom, Rajiva, a nobleman, approached the Buddha with a furrowed brow and a heavy heart. Troubled by his daughter's defiance, Rajiva bowed respectfully, his voice carrying frustration. Master, my teenage daughter questions me at every turn, defying my authority without hesitation. The Buddha smiled, his eyes serene as he gestured towards the nearby beach. Waves gently washing against the sand, he began. Authority is like a sandcastle on the shore, strong for a moment but always swept away by time's tide. Rajiva frowned, asking earnestly, how can I maintain control and guide my daughter when she refuses to heed my wisdom? Control, the Buddha said, is an illusion that binds the heart, creating conflict where harmony should flow like the ocean's rhythm. Guide not through control, but through humility and example, allowing your wisdom to shine without suppressing her independence. Rajiva asked, but what if her independence leads her astray, inviting harm and the loss of righteousness? The Buddha picked up a fallen mango, holding it in his palm. When fruit ripens, does the tree cling to it? He continued, the tree knows its purpose is fulfilled, releasing the fruit to follow its path. So must you trust her journey. Rajiva's expression softened, yet her path seems misguided. Her choice is challenging my principles. How do I correct her course? The Buddha advised, correct not by imposing your will, but by embodying the virtues you wish her to learn through example. Children are drawn to the light of compassion, honesty, and wisdom. Model these virtues, and their hearts will follow naturally. Rajiva inquired further. She challenges my teachings and rejects my counsel. Her words bitter. How should I respond? Respond not with anger, the Buddha said, but with patience. Bitterness arises from unmet needs and fear hidden within defiance. Embrace her challenges as opportunities to listen deeply, understanding the roots of her resistance and nurturing her longing for connection. He shared a tale. Once, a father clung to authority, demanding compliance from his rebellious son, only to push him further away. But when the father humbled himself, admitting his mistakes and listening to his son, their bond flourished in mutual respect. Rajiva asked hesitantly, how do I balance guiding her while respecting her autonomy and protecting her from harm? The Buddha gestured towards the lighthouse visible on the horizon. Be like the lighthouse, steadfast, offering guidance without steering the ship. Trust your daughter to navigate her own course, ensuring your light shines to warn her of dangers along the way. Rajiva sighed, but my fear for her safety consumes me, clouding my ability to trust her decisions. How do I overcome this? Fear, the Buddha replied, is born from attachment. Accept impermanence. Knowing your daughter's journey will unfold as it is meant to. Let go of fear by holding steadfast to love, trusting that your wisdom has planted seeds of righteousness within her heart. Rajiva's gaze softened as he asked, how do I teach her humility when her defiance shows no sign of surrender? Teach humility, the Buddha explained, not through reprimand but through your own actions. Showing grace in admitting your mistakes, he continued. When you model humility, your daughter will see its strength, learning to embrace it through her own experiences. Rajiva's voice faltered, but I struggle to admit my own flaws, fearing it undermines my authority. How do I overcome this struggle? The Buddha responded, authority is not undermined by humility. It is strengthened by authenticity. Earning respect through honesty and self-awareness, your daughter will value your guidance when she sees you as human, capable of growth and understanding, rather than infallible. Rajiva nodded, his expression reflective. How do I encourage her to share her thoughts without judgment clouding my responses? Listen, the Buddha urged. Not to correct but to understand. Create space for her voice. Validating her experiences without imposing your beliefs. Through acceptance, trust flourishes, allowing honest communication and strengthening the bond between parent and child. Rajiva bowed deeply, his voice steady with resolve. Blessed One, I will guide with humility and trust, releasing control and nurturing her journey. The Buddha's smile carried warmth. May your love guide her like the lighthouse's light, illuminating her path without restricting her freedom. The grove's silence held the echoes of the Buddha's wisdom, resonating within the hearts of those gathered. The Buddha faced them, his gaze tender, his voice imbued with the quiet power of timeless wisdom. The bowl, like the mind, reflects the interplay of intention and action. Thank you for watching. Buddha's teachings are always with you. Subscribe to our channel and we will see you in the next video.